Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Brain Cancer Diaries. I'm just out for my walk in my PJs because I just can't even today. I'm really tired, but the moose doesn't mind. Do you guy back there? Anyway, this is the second episode where we go across the pond to the UK. Talked about a lot of really interesting things from universal health care to in vitro fertilization treatments. And one other thing too I wanted to get out there, because we talked about so many things and I like to keep these episodes under 10 minutes, is that Zoe, she expressed a lot of gratitude towards her family and close friends who have really stepped up the plate dealing with a rough diagnosis. And trust me, I know, because I have something very similar. Welcome to another edition of Brain Cancer Diaries. I'm on the line here with Zoe Noble.
So I'm in a place called Salisbury, but people tend to know where I'm from Stonehenge. I'm near that.
Oh.
Yeah.
And you are a dental nurse. And what was your diagnosis exactly?
So I got diagnosed with a grade 2 astrocytoma of my brainstem.
Oh, so very similar to me. I'm also astrocytoma. I have an aggressive astrocytoma. I was diagnosed last July. I think you were diagnosed in December, so I'm about
Yeah, December.
six months ahead of you.
Yeah.
So,
Where it's placed, they don't actually want to do any surgery. It's too risky. I have had a biopsy though. So I had a 14 millimeter Burhole biopsy on the 7th of January, where they could just take a part of the tumour to see what grade it was.
hmm yeah, I mean, I had the same thing. I had some complication with some steroids too that they put me on after my biopsy. I was on
Yeah,
dexamethasone. I don't know what.
I'm on that currently.
It's not so bad when
Yeah,
you're on it, but when you come off of it, as they start to taper it,
yeah,
it's not fun. The drag is real.
yeah. I'm struggling at the moment, but they're weaning me down very, very, very slowly.
Yeah,
Very slow.
be very slow with it. I'll tell you that because I actually went into the hospital a couple of times.
It's just a part of the road, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, fun.
Yeah, it's all fun and games.
Yeah. So one of the reasons why I'm interested in talking to you is because I've been following your blog to a certain extent.
Yeah,
And it's pretty amazing. I mean, it sounds like you are at work. That's something I've not been yet managed to do yet. So I'm
yeah.
pretty amazed at your diligence in that and being able to kind of do that. But what's that like working while dealing with all the fatigue and everything else?
Luckily, my work are really, really understanding. So, um, I go in, I give them an estimate of a time and get up and try and do that. And if I need to go home, if I'm too tired, that's absolutely fine. I'm not scheduled in with any patients, so I just do the general like stock and stuff and just do things I can do. And if I am too tired, I won't go in. If I feel ill, I won't go in. So they're very laid back, and it's nice just to be around other people and not. I don't have to think about it. I just get on and do something, and it just distracts me for a few hours.
Yeah, it is really nice. I've just gotten to the point where I've been able to go out to lunch with friends and stuff, and that's been great. I mean, they've been visiting me throughout the whole ordeal, but getting out, it really is nice to get your mind off of it, even
Yeah,
just to go for a walk for a little bit and not think about. I mean, like you
yeah,
said, it's in your brain stem. There's not a whole lot they can do other than, I mean, imagine they have you on chemotherapy and radiation.
yeah. So I did 6 weeks of radiation. So that's done now, and I've just started the chemo cycle. So I started that on the 13th of May. I've got an MRI in a couple of weeks, so hopefully, fingers crossed, something will show up on there that something's happened good.
Yeah,
Um, so that would be the first one since the I've started all of this. Yeah,
it's a fun waiting game, isn't it?
yeah, yeah. So the waiting game's really long. Obviously, I found out on the 20th of December about the tumour, and then I didn't actually do anything until January. So I didn't have the op until January. And I had to wait further until the middle of February until I started any kind of treatment.
I know. I want to talk about IVF
Yeah,
treatments. First, I wanted to get into first. Are you being handled exclusively by the NHS, or are you private insurance, or mixture, or
NHS. Yeah,
okay? And so, what's just because in the United States, I mean, we don't have socialized medicine or anything like that.
yeah,
For me, I was very fortunate. My wife has very excellent private insurance.
yeah.
But I just want to, I mean, and that has its headaches, and I imagine the NHS has some headaches. What's it like been dealing with the NHS?
To be honest with you, they've actually been amazing. Where with regards to all the treatment, all the staff are absolutely amazing. It is never, never diss the NHS because it's amazing. The system's amazing. It's just lack of communication.
Well, let me tell you
Like,
something. It's not any better with private insurance. I was actually after my second surgery because I had a resection and then I had a biopsy and then I had a resection for what
yeah,
they could take out. I was actually locked in the hospital for a few days while somebody was her child was sick at the insurance company, which is understandable. It's no fault of her own, but
yeah.
she was the only person who could sign off on some forms. So I was literally at the hospital and they're saying, there's nothing we can do for you here, but we can't let you go because of liability until this person comes back and signs literally one little checkbox on it. So it's, I mean, it's sort of the same sort of headaches. So that kind of leads me into a little bit because you are young. I know that there's a whole issues of fertility and things like that because
Yeah,
when you go through chemotherapy and radiation and surgery, it tends to rob you of the abilities to have children, or at least healthy children. It tends to impact them as well.
yeah.
So how did that? I remember you had posted on your blogs. I mean, children wasn't even something that had even really entered your mind yet.
No.
How did you wind up going from that to deciding to go through IVF treatment before a pretty hefty health situation?
Um, well, because I'm young and well, I don't have a partner. I wasn't even thinking about kids for a while. It wasn't on my list. I wanted to sort my career out. I wanted to sort myself out financially. But I got to the point where, with all this going on, and them talking to me, and I was like, this has taken so much of parts of my life that I'm not going to let this take away the potential of me having a kid in the future if I settle down and I want children. And they were trying to deter me from doing it because they thought that it would take too long. They thought it would delay the predicted start date of my chemotherapy. And I just said to them, no. I said, this is taking away from me something else. And I haven't even begun to think about it. Like, I haven't made that decision, but I want to be able to do it. No telling if I will be able to have kids or not after the chemotherapy, but I want the option. And luckily, I've got that option now.
So what was the process of that? Are they frozen eggs for you? Is that
Yes,
okay?
yes. So I had to go through 8 days of self injections into my stomach, and then they do an egg collection surgery, and it's just nice to have that option there if one day I do meet someone and I do want to go down that road. If not, I've signed a form saying that they can be used for people who are struggling and someone else can use my eggs in the future.
Well, kudos to you for being diligent with your medical team because I know how that is. Sometimes when you're different doctors, they kind of want to fight you and do what they want to do, and they forget
Yeah,
that the person who's in charge of the team is not them; it's you.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
it's like you were the one, and 8 days in the grand scheme of things probably wasn't going to make a huge difference either way. All right, well, have a good day. I'll let you be. It's been long enough. Um, but thank you for your time. And like I said, feel free to reach out to me with any questions or anything since we have similar tumors. Team brainstem, astrocytoma. All right.